Welcome to another episode of ET Talks. I have the little homie Naya here. She
I
is a young entrepreneur. We're proud to have her on here. She's doing her thing. You know what I'm saying? Naya, say what's up to the people.
Hello. Hi everybody.
Don't worry about it. She's a little shy, man, but we're going to get her out of that little circle that she's in right now. So let's try this. All right, Naya. So look, why don't you tell me or tell the people actually um, the name of your business, what your business is, and how you got started in that business.
So the name of my business is just called Beauty by Night. I am a licensed cosmetologist. Um, I've done hair and makeup for a little over 10 years now. And I got started, I was in college. I went to Morgan State. And then I've just always been into beauty. I've always been doing everybody's hair, everybody's makeup. And I went to beauty school. I left college, went to beauty school, and then did the hair salon thing for a while. And then I started working for Mac. And now I'm a counter manager for Mac. But outside, I do so many clients. So yeah, that's where I am now.
Okay, cool. Now, looking at your page, you're definitely doing your thing. You know,
Thank you.
like I could see, like when I scroll down your page or whatever, you know what I mean? You are doing it like live kind of, right? Like, so
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like explain to people like me, right? See, I'm a dude, we don't really care about the makeup. We just care about how you look in the makeup, right?
Right.
So, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to figure out, give me a percentage, right? Or let's say this. So say you're doing the makeup.
Mm-hmm.
A woman out of a 10 is a 5, right?
Okay.
On looks. By the
Mm-hmm.
time you're done with her, what would she be? What can makeup do for you? If you're a 5 on the looking scale, does it boost you? Obviously, it boosts you, but how much does
Yeah.
it boost you? Like, how much of it is you? Because I've seen some celebrities like without makeup and they look terrible. So,
Yeah.
give me like
Um,
the type of boost it could give you.
I'm gonna say as a professional, it can take you pretty far. It just depends on the type of artist you are, and then as a client, it depends on what you're looking for. Like, I'm not the type of artist that's going to recreate you. I'm not going to do that. I'm not trying to recreate your bone structure. I'm not trying to take your nose out. It's just enhancement. So basically, maybe evening out and enhancing how beautiful you are. So if you are a 5, yeah, you probably go up to like a 9.
A
But
9?
yeah, I feel like
You know
that's
what?
what they,
I've seen that before. That's why I wanted to ask you that question. I'm like,
yeah,
so it's kind of like painting a picture, right? Like you can make somebody something that they're not, that they're
exactly.
actually not, right?
Exactly. But you can, and I've been trained to, but I don't. It's just not my aesthetic. But I mean, it can take a person a 2 to a 10. It really can.
That's incredible. So,
It's, yeah.
I mean, has anybody ever come to sit in your chair and you looked at me and just like, I can't really do much for this person?
No, not
Not,
once.
not once. Cool. That's good. All right. So, so you said you went to Morgan State. You know,
Mhm.
I mean, do you mind if I tell the people how old you are? You are a woman now. You know how that goes. Okay,
Mm-mm,
cool.
that's.
All right. So you're only 28 years old, right?
Hmm.
So, I mean, obviously, there are people that have been in that game or in that profession longer than you have, or,
Hmm.
you know, that are older than you. Like, do you feel like what? Because I've seen, like I said on your page, there's kind of like a wide range of like ages that you
Hmm.
do. So what like gives people that trust like to you? Because I know for me personally, like when I go to a barber or I go somewhere, right, and I see like a kid, or not like a kid, like if I see somebody like that's like 19 or 20 or something like that, I might skip them. I might not
Hmm.
go to them. Like so, I mean, what gives you that credence, that that stamp, so people want to go to you, or
I think it's because when I speak, I think honestly in this industry, it's all about your confidence and how you speak, really, and how you look. So I've had people, just because the oldest person in the room doesn't mean that, you know, they're the best artist. You know, talent doesn't really work like that. So a lot of times, even at my counter, like a person used to hear me speak and would choose me over somebody else just because of where my mental is. And sometimes, like, makeup is not just about the artistry, it's about the experience you're giving as well. So it's just about, you know, can you be in this person's personal space? You know, it's the energy that you give off. So I'm a very confident and firm person. So I feel like a lot of older people resonate with me because I'm just a little more mature. And when they're speaking to me, I make sure I'm listening. You know, I'm not like, oh, I already know what I'm going to do with you. It's what you want, you know? So I give them the control and, you know, I make them feel comfortable. And I think a lot of the clients I've gotten is just by people watching me do somebody else or watching me handle somebody else. And so it just makes me feel more comfortable, I guess. But I speak real firm. I like an adult. So I think it's just a respect factor, like, you know. And then I don't really take too many clients that don't know of me or don't know me personally, because one, I don't really have the time. I'd be too booked. But then two, it it gives the people, my clients, a chance to tell somebody that they know this is the way to, you know, come at her, or you can be comfortable with her. You know, she's not gonna play with your time, your money, you know, your energy. So it's things like that, word of mouth, and just me just being firm.
Okay. And I know a lot, like having your own business, right?
Mhm.
Like one of the challenges people don't know is like pricing, right? So,
Mhm.
I mean, sometimes, like, how do you decide like the pricing? Like, do you find out, okay, this is, you know, you've obviously been around or been to enough people or artists to know that, okay, this usually costs this usually
Mhm.
costs that, right? So,
Mhm.
I mean, do you say, okay, I'm just gonna put the price above what everybody else is doing, or I'm gonna put the, you know, I'm a lowball it a little bit so that people will want to come to me more? Like, how do you set that?
I don't make it about anybody else. It's about me. You know, like I know for one, what's in my kit, the makeup that I'm using is very expensive.
Mm,
So you factor in that, okay, you've paid for that, your time, you gotta pay for your time, the talent, you're paying for the talent. So when you factor in all of those things, you know what I mean? That's how you determine your price. So if people used to try to catch me at the Mac counter, because they would be like, oh, that's only $65, because
mm,
they know at home or outside, if I travel to you, it's a fee. If I use this Chanel, it's a fee. And I'm not gonna like downplay my kit for, you know. So they just know, you know, you have to basically making your money back in a sense. Like, okay, you know that you spent $70 on this powder. Why would you ever charge somebody $50? You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
Not to say that you have to charge them 70 plus you feel like your talent is worth 15 plus you feel like this is worth 20, but you know, you round it out in a sense where it's making sense that you're spending the money and you're getting it back. Otherwise, you're not really making money. So you just have to factor in. And then sometimes, like during COVID, for example, I wasn't so heavy on the pricing because people still have things to do. They still have interviews. They still have, you know, TV. Like I've done people on TV and stuff. And so, and the money just isn't there, you know? So I may say, okay, well, I won't charge this, but you know, I still make out in the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got it. Okay, so I mean, you mentioned that you've obviously done like celebrities or, you know,
Mhm.
who are some of the celebrities that, you know, is makeup you've done?
I
Style.
signed a, so
You said what?
I signed a lot of NDAs, so I can't really say too much.
Okay.
But say I've done like the Redskins, I've done the Ravens, both the football players and the cheerleaders. I've done like local things like that. I can say I worked fashion shows,
Mm,
like things that I can say, things that I can't say, but like I've done like some work, and this is all before. Like now, everything is publicized. Like they'll
Okay.
tag before, so I did a lot of work where you couldn't. Wasn't really cited. I can't really explain it, but
I
I
get what
did
you're
something
saying.
that yeah, I did like a lot of seeing a lot of news stuff. You know,
Hold on.
putting them.
So you said Redskins, right? You talking about like
Hmm.
the men?
Hmm.
Really?
I mean, like when they have interviews, they get
They-
makeup and on CNN, Fox 45, when they're debating on screen. Yeah, I'm there.
Oh, okay. That's what it is. I didn't even know that. See, you're enlightening me. I'm thinking everybody came as is, especially like men. Oh, actually, you know what? Maybe I did know that a little bit, but not to that extent. I didn't know they needed like, you know, makeup artists, and I thought that was more for like movies and things like that. I didn't know like when you go on live, like men use makeup.
Because the lighting, if they have a scar or say they just have like pigmentation in their skin, the
Hmm.
flash worse. So even if you look at him and you say, "Well, I can still see like blemishes," we've concealed it to make it look real, but really it's a lot worse than. There's a lot of testing that goes and yeah.
Oh
So
yeah.
when they especially during the season because they get cut, they get like small cuts and bruises and things. It's like grooming to where you sometimes you can tell if an artist overdoes it, you could tell because like the beard looks a little too perfect or too dark, but yeah, I've done a lot of men and a lot of women, weather ladies, journalists, a lot of camera work like that. I haven't ever been on like done like a movie or like
Mhm.
I did one sitcom actually, let me not lie. And they sent it to HBO, but HBO didn't pick it up. So I'm really claiming that. But
Hey man, whatever goes on your resume, you did it, right?
yeah, I guess.
Okay, so like when you get around, or when you were first around celebrities, was it like kind of were you nervous a little bit, like you didn't want to mess it up, or you were?
I think the first celebrity I was around, I'll say her name. I was around her. I didn't
Mhm.
do her. But I
Okay,
was around I did somebody else was Kiki Wyatt.
okay.
And
The
but
singer, right?
yeah, I
Okay.
was around she was nice. I mean, so because she wasn't me, when I did who I had to do later that day, I was calm. I was just like in a calm space.
Mm,
So, and that's another thing about me. I be oddly calm at times where I probably should be freaking out. I be so calm. So it's like, no, I mean, it has been times where like, I can say I was uncomfortable, but if celebrities don't know, it doesn't like phase me. You can't be in this industry and be phased by things like that.
okay. What would make you uncomfortable?
Um, I think the most uncomfortable was just like seeing some celebrities, the way that they treat their glam team. I've been in some rooms where um I signed an NDA, so I'm gonna talk around it. But I've been in some rooms where I've seen people really treat their hairstylists like crap. And then as the makeup artist walking in, you kind of like, what in the world? Sometimes I'm very quiet, but I don't break the professionalism and I don't stoop down to the situation that's around me. But I have been in some situations where I was like, yeah, I'm not coming back. So, and
Okay.
even in the newsroom too, like doing a lot of Republicans sometimes, yeah, you get a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, I know with me, right? Like when I'm the type of person, like, I mean, if somebody's talking to me like some type of way regularly, like I won't go for it, right? But in like a professional setting, when somebody's paying you to do a job or whatever, doesn't mean that they can talk to you type of ways because they're giving you money. But I mean, a lot of times, like it's kind of like being like a mentally tough thing, right? Where it's just like you kind of just don't hear the scream, you just hear what they're saying, right?
Right.
And then you just try to like, work with what they're actually trying to say to you and not listening to how they do say it to you. Does that make
Mhm.
sense?
It does, yeah.
Okay, so you figure like, so for your profession, you got to have like tough skin and things like that. All right. So I mean, have you seen like being around other artists?
Hmm.
Like, I'm sure that you're probably, are you the only person that you were around growing up that actually wanted to do something like this? Or,
Yeah.
oh, you were the only person?
Yeah.
Okay. It's good. That derails that question. But basically what I was gonna try to say was, right. So like what Decipher is like, or what's different about you that has made you succeed more than others? Because I'm sure you've been around, even though you're not might have been friends with them or whatever, you've been around other maker or other artists, right?
Mhm.
So what has made you succeed over them? Is it just talent, or is it the way you network, or is it what we're just talking about? Is it you just grind harder, or what is it? Because a lot of people I'm sure would die for the opportunities that you have.
Mhm. I mean, I think a part of anything is just showing up, and doing what you're supposed to do and not giving up. It's in makeup artistry. There's a couple different avenues you could go. If you want to be a kitchen stylist and you want to do people in your den of your house, you can very much well do that. But the opportunities are there. You just have to step into them. You can easily exceed, you know, makeup jobs. It's just like about going after what it is that you say you want. If you really want it, you're gonna figure it out. And it's just about not giving up, when it's the things that seem impossible,
Mhm.
especially industry, because you see movies and you see TV, but you don't really know how to get in. And even me, sometimes I'm like, one of my dreams is to work for Tyler Perry, and I don't know how to get in. I'm gonna figure it out though. I wouldn't be like, well, let me just stay at this level because I know I've accomplished this level. Like, no, we need to figure it out. So it's more so that remembering why you started and then that keep going, if anything.
Yeah. No, I get it. One of my best friends, actually, the person I grew up with, was like my best friend for like 20 something years. What I mean? He's in Hollywood. He's like a host on BT and does, all types of stuff, hosts all types of events on TV and, parties and stuff like that. So, like, when I first started doing this, right, like my little show, a little podcast. So, I mean, he's actually my first guest. So, like, I come in, I'm doing what I'm doing, right? Like the same way I'm doing now. I haven't really changed much. But
Mhm.
like when the camera shifts to him and I see him, I notice he's got like the little mic, he got a professional background. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? It comes back to me, I'm like, damn, I look crazy out here. Like, like, you know what I mean? So it's
Mhm.
like, did you have like that same, like when you first started, like how did you like sharpen your skills? Was it like somebody else, did it make you realize, like, damn, I need to step my game up, or you just came in, you just had it?
Um, to be honest, I had did a lot of fashion shows and I had did a lot before I got to Mac. And when and in my head, I was I'm the T. But when I started working for Mac, I was like, oh, okay. it's another it's another world. This is on the professional side. And I'll say honestly, it made me grow up as an artist because you couldn't I can't really explain it. Like I just remember my first day, I was like, I'm like a child. And I remember being on the level that I was on, like, yeah, I had been in rooms and I had did video girls and all of this music videos. It was different than being in a professional setting and people actually taking you serious. Like somebody actually critiquing your artistry, and like pouring into you. When you have no control and you're around people. Okay, so what makes me special? Okay, I'm a makeup artist and I can get done in this amount of time. I can do 25 people in 8 hours. And, okay, and so can the girl next to you. So now what? You see what I'm saying? So it just kind of opened my world to, and then everybody, when I was working for Mac, nobody was from really from Baltimore. It was probably like 2. Everybody else was like from like DC. They were from PG County and Delaware. And I was like, who are these people? You know, like you're in the room now, and it just kind of opened my mind to, okay, now either you can back down or you can step up, you know. So
I got it. Let me ask you a question though. Like, since you brought that up, right? Is it different styles like everywhere you go, or is it just like you know, everywhere is pretty much the same thing? Like, you know what I mean, mm, Maryland and DC, or is it like, okay, this people from New York usually do this, or people from LA usually do that?
nobody's the same. The demographic is very different. What may even sales wise, what may sell in my location may not be selling 20 minutes at the mall away from me. So each demographic is different. But what I will say is that if you're listening to people, it's all the same. So especially if when it comes to doing makeup, if you're listening to them, it all kind of resonates the same. Like I've done people from all over and never have shifted the way that I maneuver. So
is there like a big difference? Like, could you say, okay, New York is usually like this, and LA is usually like this? Can you?
I think it honestly, it just depends on the girl and what they're there for. Like in New York, it's usually like they usually don't, the people that I know usually wear makeup on a daily. So when they do, they want it done, but they want it snatched. You know, they want the full thing, but they don't wear it every day. Now, see, in the DMV, you have a lot of people who wear it every day. So if they are coming to an artist, then they want it super done. But then you got some girls that just don't. Like in Baltimore, they don't really. I mean, unless they're in the industry, they don't really wear makeup like that. So when they come to you, they like, well, keep it, you know, closer to the natural side. Don't scare me, you know. So it depends on where you are, but usually it depends on the girl.
All right, cool. All right. So what I want to do now, right, is like I want your professional expertise. All right. So I'm gonna show you some pictures, and I just want your opinion on them. All right.
Okay, critical, so I'm ready.
All right. Cool. Let's see. You can see my screen, right? All right. Let's go here. LALA. Back in the early 2000s. What do you see?
I like the way they always kept her skin really fresh, which I like. I love when hosts have kind of like a heavier eye and a natural lip. The only thing that they used to do to LALA was give her like these heavy smoky eyes. Like I can see her.
Yo, is it just me? Or I'm like, yo, she don't look the same. She look like she lost like bags in the eyes or something. Like,
yeah, like she's brighter now. But makeup has changed a lot. So back then maybe that was something that they did to bring attention to her eyes. But she has really beautiful eyes. So if anything, it ages you. They aged her there. She looks younger now.
all right, so what would you give this on a scale of 1 to 10?
Probably like 4.
Okay. Let's go to the next one. Halle Berry. And this is fairly recent, I think, because she looks pretty old. I mean, not old, but older.
I love the way they always accentuate her so nicely. She's never overdone. I feel like I don't think I've ever seen her in something that took her outside of her aesthetic. Like they keep her makeup true to kind of like who she is. Very natural, very, you know.
All right, so who is she right here?
Hmm?
No, I said, so who is she right here? Like,
I
what
don't know.
is this
It's
like?
bold.
Yeah, it looks kind of like now look, I'm not a professional, right? So I'm just a dude looking at it, right? But for me, it kind of looks she looks and like she looks lighter than she normally look, no?
It could be the flash, maybe. But you know what? As makeup has changed too, there's a lot of highlighting nowadays. So like in the T zone where the sun naturally hits is a lot of highlighting. So it could be that may be why she looks that way. You
Okay.
know,
All right. So
it
instead of
does look lighter though sometimes.
all right. So instead of giving me a scale 1 to 10, right? On this one, I just want you to fill in the blank. All right.
Hmm.
Okay. If I were doing her makeup, I would have changed.
Oh, that's a good one. I wouldn't have had her eye so heavy. I would have I would have used a little bit of a lighter eye. Just in the center here to just open her face up a little because from right here her eyes just look dark. But
Okay.
right up close, I probably would have highlighted like the center here.
Cool. All right. So let's go to the next one. Fairly recent. Give me your thoughts on this one.
I never like her make. I never like it. I think she's so beautiful. It's like she's so beautiful. I never like it. I don't. It's the dark eye and the dark lip at the same time. The liner is heavy and the lip is dark. It ages her. She always looks a lot older than what she really is. I feel like
Yes, too. It's funny because she was actually a year younger than me. She's actually from where I'm from. So,
for
but
real.
yeah.
She's so
Well,
pretty. Always, it's like something is always like for me. And like from right here, I can't see her eyebrows. So, in which she has lighter hair, so her brows should be softer. Okay, so then the entire eye should then be softer. And if it's not going to be softer, then her lip has to be soft. Like a balance.
okay. All right. So for this one, same thing. I want you to fill in the blank. If I were doing the makeup, I would have changed.
I would have let her have the dark lip, but I wouldn't have done that eyeshadow. I mean that eye choice at all. She looks
Oh,
tight.
you know what? I wasn't gonna do this, but I just need to know. Out of a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give this?
This is um I would say artistry wise, it's probably like a 6, 7, but because I've seen her without makeup and I've seen her look better, probably like a 6.
You know,
I
you've
don't.
given her more negative comments than you given anyone so far, and you gave LALA a four, huh?
I just because
So,
they Lala look really old. She
so
doesn't
how
look
she get a 4 and she get a 6, and you haven't said one positive thing about her?
because in my mind I've done Naturi's makeup in my mind, so I just know what I would do. But no, I would give it a 6 because it's not technically bad artistry. Where I feel like with Lala, the eye was bad. It wasn't good artistry to me, in my opinion. This one is not necessarily bad artistry. The combination just doesn't accentuate her as well as it could.
Mm,
Not necessarily badly done. I feel like Lala's eye was badly done. I don't feel like it's badly done. I just feel like the choice on her is aging her. I just don't feel like it's enhancing her as much as it could. So I feel like it's a 6. It's not bad artistry. It's just I wouldn't have chose to do that.
okay.
They gonna eat me up for this, Lord.
Khalees, what do you think about this picture?
I like it. I like it. I don't really see anything wrong with it. They let her have a lip. Her eyes really open. You can still see her skin. You see like a flush of blush, but it's not like too much. She still looks like herself. Her lashes aren't overly done. Her brows aren't too strong, and they're not dark, too dark. I think she looks pretty. I think she looks natural, like naturally like herself. She just has a lip color on. I like it.
Okay, we're gonna do another fill in the blank, right? All right. So for this one,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they should have blank.
I don't think they should have added so much blush, but it kind of flows with the lips, so I don't really mind it. But and I don't think they should have contoured her forehead like that. Her forehead looks dark.
But what about the
Really,
hairline though? Like
yeah, like it looks
the
dark.
corner, like it's like a blonde
Yeah, like a
hairline.
black spot.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't contour her forehead like that.
yeah. Yeah.
They took her forehead away and only left it in the center.
Too much forehead can
Yeah,
ruin the picture. So
yeah.
what would you give her on this one?
Um, like a 7. I would give it like a 7 because I still like how natural she looks.
All
But the is yeah, it's noticeable.
right, people, just so you know, this is the most compliment she's given anyone so far, and she gave her a 7. All right. So she's obviously
I'm
seen
getting
what happened.
I'm getting closer to what I like. It's getting closer.
All right. What do we see here? Take me
Okay.
through it.
To me, that's beautiful. I think that um I think she looks beautiful. There is highlighting under the eye. It's a little strong. It's very light under her eye.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, but I think she looks beautiful. I don't have nothing to say. That's a 9.5 to me.
9.5.
Red hair be bold and the face soft. I think that's beautiful.
Okay. So see that being that her hair is red, right?
Huh?
Since that being that her hair is red, right? Since you're a professional, only you can answer this question. It just popped in my head just now. So being that her hair is red, does that like change anything? Like does that change where like her facial, like anything that you would do with her face, the color of her hair?
Yeah. Yes, a lot. Now the thing is, colors like that, that's very almost neon, very, very bright. Sometimes a softer face lets the hair just be the hair. And it when you have loud hair in a loud face, sometimes that's just is very much too much. Now if they were to like say she did want like a heavier eye, anything on the face should have been a remnants of red. So maybe like if they were doing eyeshadow on her, it would have like a red undertone. Anything that would enhance or play into the red, not necessarily a red lip. That might be a lot, but like her blush can have like an undertone of like a warmer red and stuff. Any of that would enhance the hair. But I like the way that they chose to do it to just keep the face fresh. Sometimes that's what's best with like loud hairstyles. It's just best to just stay pretty fresh.
Like the
And
hair takes away from like the face, or like even if it is something that they won't notice it because the hair is so bright. Like
right, right. Sometimes it could just look almost drag queenish. Which if that's the look that they're going for. No,
drag
because
queenish. And you know what? That's funny. I can see that. That is
it's
like
not.
a drag queen look, though, right?
Yeah, like an overly done face with the cut creases and the glitters and the big lashes and then bright hair or big hair. Yeah, it's a culture. I love it, but for something like this, I think this was perfectly executed. I think that was the perfect choice for her hair color and style. I think it looks so pretty.
All right, cool. So
That's. I think she looks nice.
9.5. I have a feeling that's the highest anybody is going to get by far.
Yeah, that's closer to my aesthetic though. That's probably why. It's catching my eye.
All right, let's go here.
Belcalis.
What was that?
I said her name. I like that they. First of all, the picture looks too enhanced. I like her. I like Cardi B with a nice fresh face. Don't get me wrong. Whatever they did to contour her nose, shouldn't have did that, because the bottom of her nose, her actual, like, they contour here and then left this open, so now her nose looks wider than what it actually is. Like, I've seen her in person. Her nose don't look like that. It just makes her nose almost look like a stump. Her nose really doesn't look like that.
She like
Pregnant.
sparkle.
Red.
Huh?
I don't like that.
She look like sparkle, don't she?
Yeah. I don't really like that.
70s-ish.
Yeah.
All right, so
it's the glossy red lip for me. I like a nice classic matte no shine of a red lip. It's just a little more classic to me. The glossy red lip give me like cheap.
I mean, personally, this is me. I like, ever since I was a kid, I don't know what it is. I hate red. I hate red lipstick. I hate red nail polish. I hate red. Like, a red can take.
Black people, though. I feel like that's our culture, because my grandmother told me red was for whores.
I just think red is old, man. It's like, I can't even eat when people around me are wearing like red, like, nail polish. So I can't even, it's make me want to throw up. It just look old. It look like 60s-ish. Like, you know what I mean? It just looks like nasty. Like, it doesn't look right on anybody. I don't care what any race, yo. It's fucking disgusting. So
I don't really care for this picture. I think she's a beautiful girl, and I've seen her done way better than this.
1 to 10.
Using makeup that's aging these girls. Bring it back, make it fresh. I don't like that.
1 to 10.
4.
But all that being said, she's still on the same level as LALA. People, keep that in mind.
The artistry. Yeah. 4. I didn't like that. It didn't accentuate her beauty. It's just different ways we can bring out the best features. So sometimes people don't. I don't understand that. Oh, look at her.
Is that in a good way or?
In a good way. Look at her skin, first of all. I'm feeling you don't agree.
Man, listen.
I think she got
You're
some
the
big
expert.
lips. I think that she's absolutely beautiful. I like the skin. There's some highlighting of the hair. That's very much a trend. And makeup artistry. Everybody's highlighting. It's fine. She got a little eyeshadow on.
I feel like they do this a lot for, like, I don't want to sound negative, of course not, because no.
I like to hear man's perspective though.
You said to me, it kind of looks like not Caribbean-ish, like African, maybe Jamaican.
She does.
Like, yeah, like, that's like a style, right? Is it just?
Yeah.
Okay.
They wear like a lot of bright colors on their eyes. I can only speak for the artists that I met, like the Caribbean artists that I met and Jamaican. They wear like a lot of color on their eyes. I think she looks beautiful. She does.
I don't know who that is, but I figured I'd throw it in there because it was a different look.
Look at her skin. Good God. Wow.
So you're saying her skin isn't really like that? For all the dudes that's listening right now that, are gonna wake up one day, the girl's not gonna have all this shit on her face.
But you can still tell. I mean, seeing a beautiful girl is a beautiful person. I mean, whether she got orange eyeshadow on or not.
I mean,
you can clearly tell just by her face. It don't get it's not gonna hit ugly. Ugly ain't gonna hit her. It's
I
just
mean,
not.
you did say it can take you from a 10, a 9 to a 5.
But sometimes, you know something. Sometimes you can start at a person who has stronger features. I'll say that. And so makeup can sometimes take them that far, but
Okay.
she's a
So,
beautiful girl.
yeah. So if she was, like, if I was there, she was like an 8 or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
She took her makeup off. Right? Where do you think she would land?
Wow, I don't really judge women like this. This is hard. Um, I feel like she would still be like a 7. I feel like I can look at her and tell she's still pretty. I mean, she probably, I don't know. I feel like she accentuates her eyes. And so a lot of people who really accentuate the eyes is kind of where in the face we kind of change. Maybe we have like dark circles, or maybe we don't. Maybe we just look different with eyeliner. So I feel like sometimes that can change what seems to be like the structure of the face of the makeup a little bit, which would make it an 8. So I just feel like without that, okay, she's still a 7.
You've said this a couple times, and I just kind of like ignored it, but I don't really know I don't really understand what it means.
Mhm.
So I'm feeling you're gonna say it again, and I'm not gonna know how to answer because I just don't know what the word means. To keep honest with you, what is it? What do you call it? Accentuate?
Accentuate,
Accentuate. What does that mean?
to bring attention to it.
There you go. See, you went to college. So what would you give this right here?
I would give her like a 9.5.
Up there with Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, I like that. I think she's beautiful.
Okay.
Nicki just has a beautiful face, though. I can't even lie. She's so pretty, naturally.
I've seen better.
Okay, I take that.
Great body though, but I know what you're saying. All right. This
Um,
is lower 2000s probably or 90s.
this is 90s, and it
Oh,
looks like
all right, let's start with Kelly first.
Kelly can do no wrong, and neither can Beyonce. So I feel like for the time frame, this is perfect. I do feel like Kelly Foundation is a little off, but I feel that was a
So,
time, we were dark skinned girls, we weren't represented like we are now. So I feel like, Kelly's just a beautiful girl. I mean, the lip choice, very 90s. Burgundy is giving you chocolate. The eye choice is not overdone. The brows aren't overdone. For the 90s, I feel like they look good. I mean, it definitely made them look grown. They weren't as old as they look, but Kelly can do no wrong. Kelly is perfect, and so is Beyonce. So.
okay. So what about Beyonce? You agree with all those choices that are going on over there?
Both of them look a little light, but Beyonce's makeup is a little stronger than Kelly's. I'm just zooming in. And you know something? Both of them have what we call like a full face. I've actually never seen Beyonce this made up. Beyonce is really made up here. Wow. She don't wear this much makeup now. That's a lot of makeup for Beyonce. But I think that for that time, I think they did a great job. Do I think she looks like herself? No, she looks like a completely different person when you zoom in.
I have to agree on that. What would you give this?
I still would give it like a 9.5 for the time frame. Do I like Beyonce in all this makeup? No. I think she looks, and you know what? I've watched her interviews and she prefers more natural makeup. Like sometimes she says she does it herself. So I prefer her now. And that's not a bad face though, especially for back then. That's actually kind of good. 9.5. Like for the time frame and everything, the skill. Yeah.
All right, well, what would you do different today?
Not so much skin. Not to mask the skin. You don't want to mask somebody's skin. You want to enhance it. So just probably like a more natural foundation to let her skin show through. You know, like when I do mine, like I let my flesh molds kind of show through. If my client has freckles, I let the freckles show through. Like I'm not trying to create a whole different face. You know what I mean? So I feel like her skin, you could tell it's very makeup. It doesn't look like her skin is breathing through. You can't see like her pores and like, you know, things like that. Well, nobody wants to see pores and makeup, but you know, a fresh, it doesn't just look, it looks very made up. It just doesn't look like the skin doesn't look fresh. Everything else is fine for that time period. But her and Kelly, it's a lot of face makeup. I feel like they ain't had to add that much, you know, but I do understand the times.
You know what? You've actually mentioned something. I'm gonna start looking for pores from now on.
Oh no.
Never
Don't
looked for.
women can be like, oh my God. They want their skin to look like porcelain. We all
Like, yo, where the pores at?
right.
Let's go here.
I had to zoom in on this. Oh no. I'm zooming back out. That's so fun. I don't want to talk about it. They always do my girl wrong. And she has such a naturally beautiful face. Why would her brows be that dark ever? With blonde hair like that. She has such a beautiful face. And they just,
She look crazy.
it's unfortunate. That's
Yeah, is it like a difference between like the way white people do makeup and like if can you tell if, like a white person did that? I actually heard an actress say that one time. What's her name? Dark skinned lady that used to be on what's she known for, yo? She's in everything. She was in The Help. She was in
Viola Davis.
yeah, her. I actually heard her say that. She was like, yeah, man, you know, she was on some night show. She was like, you know, sometimes, you know, you go and there's, you know, white artists in there and they kind of don't know what to do sometimes. Can you tell?
Between no, and the only reason why I say that is because when I stepped into working for Mac, a lot of my greatest teachers were white, so I can't resonate there. Talent lies in anybody. You can't really look at a person and tell how talented they are. So I would never side with that. Never. You don't know what the person. That could be the best person to do, you know.
Mm.
That could be the best person for you. Now what I will say is in teaching makeup, because as the managing for the company I work for, we do teach a lot. And I will say that there are some challenges if a person who's not of color has never done a person of color before, or maybe that's not their demographic. You're going to be best at what you're used to doing because it's physical. So you're practicing it every day. I'm like, my number one is going to be Black women because that's my demographic. That's who I do the most. Do I have almost as many white clients? Almost, but I do Black people more. So, you know, I'm more practiced and versed in that. So
Okay.
I wouldn't say no, because a white girl will snatch you, and so will a white man. They will put you together. One of my best friends is, yeah, he's a white man and he will very much get you nicely done. You would never know. You would think I did it. So you would never know.
Get you where you need to be, right?
Very much.
All right, cool. So final thoughts on this right here. Obviously, she's going really wrong, man. Like it's just I've seen this look so much better. And she looked wild, man. She looked nutty. I don't know. Like I don't even know what to say on this. You're the expert, so what's wrong here?
I have nothing to say. It's everything wrong. It's wrong.
So you would never send your client looking like this?
No, my clients wouldn't even let me. I live in Baltimore. They probably would try to beat me up. That's work. That wouldn't work for us. No. Mm-mm.
So I would say
That,
it's what, a 0?
yeah. She has such a beautiful face, and that's what's saving it. But if y'all would see that makeup on somebody else, y'all would hate it. I feel like I'm being dramatic saying 0. I'll say 1.
Kind of clownish, right?
Yeah, I don't like it.
I think this might be the last one. Take me there. What is this? What do you see? I need to know.
It's very fun. It's the 80s. Okay, so think about the 80s. Okay. Makeup is so time stamped. You know, like I can look at a picture and tell you what year this came from. I feel like it's giving me Pretty Woman. I don't know why.
Pretty Woman, like the movie?
Yeah. I think Whitney is so beautiful, but it's almost a rendition of what the girls are doing now. To be honest, this is something like what they're doing. The
They doing
blush,
this? She got double eyebrows.
she got double eyebrows.
It look like she got 2 pairs of eyebrows on each side.
I'm done. That is hilarious. He said she got double eyebrows.
You don't see that? Look.
It just doesn't, it's missing the mark. And I think it's because what they were trying to go for, the colors weren't doing it.
She looks like,
This is something that my job would give us to recreate in a different time zone. The blush is too light.
I was about to say, yo, all the stuff I was looking, right? Because I was trying to do my research, obviously. Like, you know what I'm saying? Before you came on. So I'm trying to like, I'm looking at some stuff in back in the day, and I'm looking at stuff now. So I'm looking at her and I'm like in the 80s, I'm like her, Lisa, a whole bunch of other black women. It's like they gave them this makeup. It's like they put white makeup on them. Like they look.
Yes, very, very much. And because the blush is too light, it's making everything under her eyes look too white. And what it kind of does is if you look around the mouth, it creates like a beard because the mouth is so much darker than the top of the face. Do you see it? If you zoom in, it kind of looks like she got a beard. But that's actually her real skin tone at the bottom by her chin. It creates like,
I mean, what color is that even? Like, well, I don't even know what color that is. Is that peach? What is that?
that is. We hate a peach. Make your teeth look yellow. I would never choose a peach, especially without a lip liner, unless they ask.
I gotta start writing this stuff down. You dropping some jewels on here. All right, so peach makes your teeth look yellow. Yeah. What makes your teeth look white? Black?
Blue undertones. So anything with a blue undertone. So like a true red makes your teeth look white. Pinks that don't have orange in them, that don't look orangey. Pinks that look almost purplish, that have like a lot of purple undertone to them, or blue, are gonna make your teeth look white. Nudes can sometimes, they kind of travel on them. Sometimes they can, sometimes they can't. Depends on how much yellow they put in the brown. Yellow resonates kind of with orange, peach. So
okay. So what would you give this?
I don't hate it. Like a 5 for that time zone. Now, looking at it now, like if somebody was walking around like that now, no. On, you can't do that. That wouldn't fly. But time zone.
All right, cool. I think that's it, actually.
Okay, cool. That was.
Did we do that? We did that one. What's this? Oh, here we go. This is the last one.
My eyes are tearing up. I'm upset. Negative.
What's wrong with that? No? It's kind of Philly-ish, right?
What do you mean Philly-ish?
Philly-ish, like it's kind of Philly style. Like I see a lot of girls walking around looking like that in Philly.
I've been to Philly plenty times. I ain't never seen nobody walking around looking like that. That's giving very much the South.
You know what? You're right.
South.
New Orleans-ish.
No. Not where I was. Not my people. Not
That's where you're from? I thought you was from Baltimore.
Raised. But that's not New Orleans. Maybe somewhere I never been. I don't know. I ain't never seen that, and I live in Baltimore. People here walk around mighty crazy, but not like that's giving me the South.
Right, so this person, right? If this person came in, sat down in your chair, right? What's the first thing you would do?
Wipe off the eyes. It's nothing I can do about the hair. She's gonna look. The hair's gonna do that. I'm not touching it. That's a different demon. But the whole face has to go. She has to pick. The brows have to go. It looks like this. I don't like that.
This makeup going wrong. See this. So this person could be like an 8 without the makeup, and then this brought it down to like a 1.
Exactly.
So this is working in reverse. What you say?
Makeup can bring you down. It's not doing her, and it's like.
All right. So 1 to 10, what would you give this one?
0, -5, 10, 15.
0, negative. All right. And that's all I have for you.
Okay.
For that one. But listen, I want to thank you for coming on.
No problem.
Your expertise. I think what you're doing is great. You know what I'm saying? I love to see young Black women in position, you know what I'm saying, doing their thing, you know what I mean, getting it in or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm happy to support,
Thank you.
Do you have like a shop or something, or do
I'm
you
at counter?
Okay,
No.
so how do they like so you said you don't actually like when people like hit you up and try to get you to book?
No, they can, and I'll work my schedule around what I can. So my email is in my bio. I haven't created, but see, this is the reason why I don't have a website. I know that as a store manager, I don't have the time. If I put the calendar up, it's going to be like a block. Most of it's going to be blocked. So I just let people email me, and I'll come to them.
Okay. All right. So if somebody comes down to Baltimore, the best way to get in touch with you is to email you, and you'll let them know when you're free, right?
Yep. And I email right back like a text message.
Cool. All right. That's what it is. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me on.
I didn't hear what you said. My fault.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
No problem. This is my young Black entrepreneur of the week.
Thank you.
Probably of the month. I don't see myself probably reaching out. I just don't feel like reaching out to people. I hate that. But when I see talent, I do like reaching out to people. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like, people need to know what you're doing, and I think what you're doing is great. So, yeah. So the young homie, Naya, Baltimore, you know what I'm saying? Maryland, doing the thing. I'm signing off, you know what I mean? This is ET Talks. So everybody, good night.